Hello, everyone out there in YouTube land. Welcome back to Diego Knows. I, of course, am Diego, and today I'm going to continue to talk about High Fidelity. That's right, High Fidelity, that wonderful movie from 2000. It's basically a rom-com, but it's for guys. Okay, it's a rom-com for guys. There's not very many of these around. Okay, they have not made very many of these. They've only made a few. I can only think of like 3 or 4, maybe off the top of my head. Out of all the fucking rom-coms ever made, I can only think about 3 or 4 that are from a guy's point of view, and this is definitely one of them. It's one of the best examples of them, actually. This movie stars John Cusack. He plays a guy named Rob Gordon who owns a record store in Wicker Park in Chicago, right there on the corner of Milwaukee and Owner. That is my neighborhood, so I'm very, very close to this movie. I actually was in Chicago when I saw this movie for the first time. Okay, and yes, all these places that he goes to in this movie, I've been there myself. I know the addresses. I know exactly where they are, and I've got stories to tell about all these different places as well. Now, I'm from Chicago. Okay, so when I got out of the military and I came back to Chicago, I started going to college and I started working, and I got into acting and stuff, drama, martial arts. I was doing all this kind of crazy stuff, and I worked with a lot of actors. I worked with a lot of models and musicians and stand-up comedians, and we all worked together. And we all used to go out drinking together. We used to have parties at each other's apartments and stuff like that. And every once in a while, more than every once in a while, a lot of my friends would come over to my neighborhood, okay, in Wicker Park, and we would party there. And some of my friends lived in the same neighborhood as me as well. So we would go out to a lot of different places, all right? And looking at this movie brings back all that memories. Like, I know that train station. I know that store. I know exactly what's on the corner of that street. I can tell you a story about what happened to me right there on that spot in the movie, okay? Just shit like that. So that's one of the reasons I love the movie. The other reason I love the movie is because it's a pretty good story. I mean, ladies, if you're interested in like about what do your boyfriends, what do your husbands think about you? How do we see the relation? How do we see our girlfriends? How do we see our wives? What are the things that we're worried about? What are the things that we're proud of? What are the things that we expect from you? What do we think you expect from us? Things like that. All that stuff is in this movie. All that stuff is covered in this movie. Our good decisions, our bad decisions. Why do we do the things that we do? Whether they're good or bad, why do we do them? Okay, all that stuff's covered in this movie. Okay, one of the best reasons that I like this movie is because despite the fact that we're dealing with a genre that's mostly a gynocentric, that's mostly a very feminine genre. Okay, he's still the main character. Rob Gordon still acts like a guy throughout the entire movie. He's dealing with the same problems that your typical Meg Ryan or Julia Roberts, or whoever the fuck is the fucking famous Chic-Flick actress this week, whoever it is, okay, he's dealing with the same issues that they deal with, but from a guy's point of view, and he still acts like a guy. That's the best part. He still acts like he retains his masculinity throughout the entire movie. Even when he acts like a dumb fuck, he still retains his masculinity. So that therefore you got a very believable, very relatable character. And unfortunately, they don't make movies about stuff like this for us. They don't. The whole genre is dominated by you. It's the girls and gay guys. That's what the genre is for. I know. I've reviewed every episode of Sex and the City. What was Sex and the City? It was a weekly episode rom-com. Every fucking episode. Okay, that's what it was. An R-rated rom-com. That's all it was. Okay, so that's kind of what this is, but it's from a guy's point of view. All right, and that's the best part about it, I think, because you can learn a lot, ladies. You can learn a lot. And guys, if you watch this, you know goddamn well that they're telling the truth. Okay, this movie was written by this movie is based on a book written by Nick Hornsby called High Fidelity. Okay, and that book came out. It came out in the 90s, but it was set in London. Okay, it was about a guy. It was about Rob Gordon. It was a British guy, lived in London, owned a record store, and it's all the same hijinks and stuff that you see here. When John Cusack got the rights to this movie, he decided to change the location to Chicago because that's his hometown. Okay, he knows where the record stores are there. He knows that whole neighborhood. Okay, even though he's from the suburbs and I'm actually from the fucking city, he decided to change the location and make it an American movie instead of a British one. Okay, hence Wicker Park and Bucktown and all that kind of stuff. All right. So that's all going on here. Now, where we left off last time in my last review, by the way, Happy New Year, everybody. When we left off last time, Rob found out that his girlfriend who dumped him in the movie, her name's Laura, he's been crying about her throughout the entire movie. He came up with a top 5 list of the worst breakups he ever had, and Laura, of course, is obviously one of them. So the whole point of the movie is he's trying to figure out why does his heart keep getting broken, why do these girls always keep dumping him. So he's trying to get closure from all of them, all right? That's the mission he's on. But he meets up with Laura. He finds out that Laura is sleeping. Well, not sleep. Well, she is sleeping, but supposedly she has not had sex with their former next door neighbor who lived upstairs from them. Okay, so that's who she's been hanging out with. That's the reason she dumped him. She's staying with him now, and she says it's because basically he hasn't changed. He's still the same person he was when they first started going out. He doesn't want to do anything with his life, whatever the typical fucking shit that girls use to justify why they're boning somebody else. But anyway, so that's what she tells him. How he has this conversation with her, and she says that she has slept in bed with him, but they have have not actually had sex, so he's all happy about that. So what he do? He goes out and he fucks another girl, okay? And good for him. I'm glad he did. He fucks Lisa Bonet, who plays this character named Marie DeSalle, who's a singer musician, all right, who likes to write songs. They have a lot of shit in common, okay? But then after he has his one night stand with her, he blows her off, which you can kind of tell it kind of pisses her off, but she also kind of acts like she's used to it, you know. So. Hey, I didn't write the fucking movie, all right? So anyway, and he walks when he's still obsessed about Laura, about what does she mean by I haven't slept with Ian yet? Because Ian is the guy that she's staying with now. What did Laura mean by I haven't slept with Ian yet? So he asks his employees, particularly Jack Black's character, who's played Barry, one of his fucking weirdo fucking employees. It's just annoying, won't shut up employees, played by Jack Black, and he still can't get closure, so he's not really sure. So this is obsessing him, okay? So finally he just calls her. He says, hey, you know what? Let's go meet and talk. Okay, let's go to Bar Louie in Bucktown. Okay, my neighborhood. That's actually a bar. If you watched my last video, I've had many adventures in that bar. Okay, I used to work for that company. Okay, for a very long time, and I know that bar very well. And we went there to drink all the time because we were employees with the company, so we didn't have to pay full price. Okay, and our food was always comp, that kind of shit, so yeah. So that's a place that me and a lot of my friends hang out. I had a lot of dates there, my friends would all hang out there, because like I said, the food was cheap for us. We didn't have to pay full price, and the drinks sometimes they were comp, but we never paid full price is the point, okay? We never paid full price. We took care of each other. So that whenever one of their employees came into our place, we took care of them too. So, one hand washes the other. But anyway, so we're at Bar Louie Bucktown, which is not there anymore, unfortunately. The owners of the company, they sold it off years ago. I know because I went back there and checked and it ain't there anymore. But anyway, so they're there. He decides to take her to Bar Louie Bucktown, okay? And they go in there and they sit down. They don't order anything yet. They just sit down. He basically asks her, I said, hey, listen, have you slept with him yet? Have you slept with Ian yet? And she's like, is that what you asked me here for? Well, no fucking shit. Of course he did. Okay. Now, just from my point of view personally, I got to disagree with Rob here. Okay. Because I would not have done that. I would not have fucking asked her or something like that. I never would have asked her that. Honestly, he asked her a few videos ago. I mentioned that he asked her like, is the sex better with him than it is with me? Is it better? And she said, I don't know because I haven't fucked him yet. Okay. So now he wants to know if it happened. Okay, now, guys, if you're in a breakup like this and you're still talking to your ex, which that right there makes no fucking sense, okay, Robert already knows that she left him for another guy. He already knows that she's sleeping with another guy. Oh, she said she didn't have sex with him, but come on, do you really fucking believe that? Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Come on, Ripley don't believe that shit, neither should you, okay? Come on, this guy was their neighbor. They used to hear him fucking girls upstairs in his apartment, okay? Okay, so don't fucking tell me that she wasn't thinking about it. Of course she was. Of course, when she decided to hook up with this guy and fucking leave her boyfriend. Okay, of course she was thinking about it. Okay, and don't fucking tell me she didn't do it. Okay, of course she did. Of course she did. Now, she probably didn't tell him back because she didn't want to hurt his feelings, but she's already stabbed him in the back. She doesn't want to twist the knife, basically. Okay, so she'll probably come up with some we haven't had sex yet, bull fucking shit. Or she'll say some dumb shit. Oh, yeah, but it was absolutely terrible. Bull fucking shit. She's trying to spare his feelings. She already knows she fucked up on some level, okay? And she doesn't want to make it worse for him because she knows how sensitive he is. And yes, Rob Gordon is fucking emo as fuck. Wears his heart on his sleeve. You could tell. He tries to hide it. He tries to, ask butch and masculine. But this guy's depressed all the time. He's melancholy all the time. He's full of low self-esteem. Not always. He has his moments where he's cocky and he's arrogant, of course. And that's what I'm talking about. He's a believable character. He doesn't stay that way all the time. But what he does stay all the time is morose. He's always expecting the worst to happen in all of his relations. He's always expecting whatever girl that makes him happy to fucking leave him. He's always expecting that. He's been expecting that since he was 14 years old. Okay? That some girl that he's going to like is going to cheat on him. He automatically assumes that's going to happen. And he's carried that with him throughout his whole relationships. I wish I could say, what the fuck are you doing, Rob? But hey, I was the same way too. For a long time, I was. Okay, but so now he's obsessed with this. Not that he just fucked this hot girl the other day, and I would have personally kept fucking her. I would have kept seeing Marie DeSalle, Lisa Bonet's character. I would have kept seeing her. Okay, I wouldn't have stopped seeing her. And I'm not saying I would have been her boyfriend or anything like that, but I would have made plans to see her again. I liked hanging out with her. They have a lot of things in common. They got great chemistry. They know the same bands. They watch the same TV shows. All that kind of stuff. So yeah, they had a lot in common already, and she was getting over a breakup too. So they would have a lot to talk about. But no, he didn't. He just fucking blew her off and to focus on the girl that fucking cheated on him and broke his heart. Okay, so he brings her there to Bar Louie and asks her, hey, I want to know, have you had sex with him yet? And she's like, well, what do you want me to say? He's like, I want you to tell me that you haven't, and I want it to be the truth. And she says, like, well, I can't. He's like, and he fucking gets up and just storms out of there. And he does it in a very masculine, very realistic way. I'm pretty sure I've had conversations like that in my dating history too. And yeah, he acted probably the way that I would have acted, or I have acted in the past. No guy wants to hear that, ladies. No guy wants to hear that you fucked another guy. All right, we don't want to hear that. And most of you won't tell us. You won't tell us. Like, you'll keep it a secret. You'll take it to your grave. You'll tell your girlfriends. You won't tell us. Okay. If you're telling us, you're doing it to hurt us. Okay. Or you're doing it to break away. A lot of times, guys, pay attention to what I'm saying. I got to talk from experience here. A lot of times girls will break up with you. They'll do it silently. They won't tell you they're doing it. They'll do it like emotionally on the way. That way they can have some sort of a validation for doing it. If they feel internally that they don't care about you anymore, to them, we're broken up and I can go fuck somebody else now. Okay. To them, they ain't going to tell you that. You all haven't had the whole fucking, hey, I want to see other people. Let's end this thing. She didn't do that to you. Okay. She just fucking did it internally. And because you can't read her mind, she still feels justified to go fuck around on you. Okay. And usually if a girl does that, it's over. I mean, there's really no point in trying to get back with her. There's no point in trying to fucking, to get her to come back to you. It's fucking stupid and it's very weak. It's very weak. Once again, we're falling into the typical rom-com trope of there's only one fucking bitch in the world. There is not one fucking bitch in the world, okay? All these rom-coms is the same fucking thing. There's only one fucking beautiful girl in the world, and the guy has to basically fucking dig himself to death, okay, trying to win her heart. Get the fuck out of here, okay? A lot of these rom-coms, okay, and feminism in general gives you this stupid-ass fucking lie, okay? They want you to believe this bullshit lie, and they want the guys to believe it more than the girls, believe it or not. Okay, and that lie is that you are 1 in a million. Okay, that every girl is 1 in a million. Okay, bull fucking shit, ladies. You are 1 of a million. Okay, I'm sorry to tell you that. Okay, I know rom-coms aren't going to tell you this shit. Fucking movies aren't going to tell you this shit. TV shows aren't going to tell you this shit. You think Steve Harvey's going to tell you this shit? Fuck no, he's not. He's a fucking pussy. He's just getting paid, telling you what you want to fucking hear. He ain't up there to tell you the truth, like I am, and I'm doing it for free. Okay? No, you are not. Okay? Yes, we always see guys replaceable, they're disposable in the movies, all that shit. Guess what, ladies? So are you. So are you. Everybody's replaceable. Everyone's disposable. Okay? It's not just the guys. I know you don't want to hear that because it takes away from the whole fucking Cinderella fantasy. Okay? But it's fucking true. Okay? And you got to understand that. Guys, you got to understand that there's more than one girl in the world. Okay? The trick is, once you find one that's worth you giving a shit for, you hold on to her. Okay, and if she decides to fuck around on you, or you're not worth her time anymore, then you fucking let her go and you go get one of the other fucking 5 billion women on this fucking planet. Okay, that's the fucking truth. I know, and no girl wants you to know this, guys. They don't want you to know this. They want you to think that it's all about them. You're just one piece of fucking ass. Okay, there's lots of girls out there that you are compatible with, and that goes for guys too. Okay, there's lots of guys out there, ladies, that you're compatible with. Okay, if you give them a chance, but you won't. Because you all want the top 1%. The only time you want an average guy is when you already failed to get in the top 1%. You failed. You're broken. You got kids now. And hey, who's going to fucking support them? The top 1% guy is spending all his money on his girlfriend in fucking the Bahamas. Okay? The younger, hotter girl that he dumped you for in the Bahamas. What the fuck? It's not funny. But you understand my point here, okay? Then you'll go for fucking Joe Schmo who works at the fucking Dunkin' Donuts, okay? So, at least he's got insurance, right? Okay, see, that's what I'm talking about, all right? So, no. For me personally, once she told me that she was fucking, once I found out that, because she didn't tell him, once I found out that she was with another guy, okay? Once I figured that, once I put 2 and 2 together and I realized who the other guy was, that would have been it for me. That would have been like, no, get the fuck out. We're never getting back together. Get the fuck out of my life. I might fuck you as a revenge fuck. In other words, yeah, I'll pretend to want to get back with you just so I can fuck you again and throw that in fucking Ian's face. Okay, but other than that, no, I would not get back with you. I would not really, because I have done that before. I've had the revenge fuck before. I know I'm evil, right? Hey, I'm not evil. I'm realistic. I'm realistic. Okay, I am realistic. All right. And no, I don't do that to every girl. Okay, just the ones that are dumb enough to want me back. Okay, anyway, never mind. It's ain't about me. It's ain't about me. Okay, and you girls that are watching, you know who you are. All right. Anyway, so he asked her that, and she says like, well, I can't tell you that. Okay, which means that she did fuck him. She'd have sex with him. Okay, he's pissed off. He runs out of there. He's running in the rain. Like he always is. Okay, there's something about John Cusack and the rain. Have you noticed that? If you look at the list of all the John Cusack movies, at least like 70% of them have scenes with him in the fucking rain. Upset. Fucking a sure thing. Say anything. What was room 313 or I don't fucking remember. Or 1301. Okay, 1401. Okay. He's always in these fucking movies where he's standing in the fucking rain. And this is just another one of those. He's running in the fucking rain. I guess he likes the rain. Okay, so anyway, he makes it back home. He's all pissed off. He's upset. He's laying in front of his fireplace in his apartment. He looks like he's suicidal, honestly. He's still wet. He didn't even take off his jacket. He's still drenched in rainwater. He didn't dry himself off. He didn't have an umbrella. He just ran right past the North Avenue and Damon Blue Line stop. He just ran without an umbrella. And he's just there. And of course, his phone's blowing up. It's Laura calling him. Okay, so finally he answers the phone, and she's out there. He's sullen and he's brooding, and she tells him once he answers, he said, "Hey, you must have known this was going to happen. You must have been prepared somehow, or in some way, you must have known. Okay, you couldn't have been completely unprepared. Okay, well, I've been living with him. Eventually, we were going to get around to it. Okay." And she's right. She's right. I don't understand why he was so happy when she told him I haven't slept with him yet. He was dancing around in front of his apartment listening to We Are the Champions by Queen. Why? She just told you. She's already laying in bed with him. They're probably naked in bed. And just because they haven't actually had sexual intercourse, what the fuck more what more do they need for you to get hurt? Okay, she lied to you. She was screwing around with a guy. They were at least kissing or at least getting to the fucking third base, right? With your fucking neighbor. Okay? And then she left you to be with him without telling you who the guy was or why she was leaving you. So what more do you need? And now she's telling you, well, we do sleep together, but we haven't actually had sexual intercourse yet. So, and he's happy about that. What the fuck more do you need? What more do you need? I wouldn't have needed to know all that shit. The fact that she left me and I found out it was for another guy, that's all I need to know. Whether the sex was good or whether or not she fucked him or not, it doesn't fucking matter. She's already done enough. She's done enough. I don't need to know anymore. I know enough already. All right? But not him. He won't accept it. Okay, so yeah. So that's going on here, okay, and she's right. She is right that he must have known, but he didn't want to think about it. He didn't want to think about it at all, okay? So she offers to meet him for another drink. Hey, let's meet for another drink. I can explain it to you better in person. I owe you at least, I think I owe you that much, And the whole time I'm watching the scene, I'm thinking as though this conversation should never have been happening. He never should have even tried to get back together with her. That whole fucking bullshit he told her before about, so there's like a 9% chance we can get back together? You think we can get back together? What the fuck are you trying to get back together with her for? She's damaged goods, dude. I know you love her, but goddamn it, like I said, there's more fucking than one bitch in the fucking world. There is. What the fuck, man? Why do you gotta focus so much on one fucking girl when there's so many others? You know why? Because that's all he's ever done. He's always focused on one girl. First girl broke his heart. Second girl broke his heart. All of them, he was faithful to them. He focused on them. He was concerned with making them happy, to a fault where he actually felt he wasn't good enough for them because he was afraid he wasn't making them happy enough. Okay, so he's always done this to himself. He's always put himself in a position to have low self-esteem. He's always put himself in a position to not be happy, to not be grateful, to not be appreciative, so that when things are going good for him, he doesn't pay attention. He just thinks, oh, it's cool. Hey. How did I become the hottest stud in my postal district, right? But when things are going bad, why does this always happen to me? Why did I get dumped? You see what I mean? He fluctuates between low self-esteem and fucking high self-esteem. Egotism. This is the signs of a narcissist. Okay, I'm not a doctor, not a psychologist, but I can tell this is a narcissist. Okay, how do I know that? Because I'm one too. Okay. We can smell our own. Hey, yeah, I've made a lot of these mistakes. Not all the stuff. He's done some shit that I would never do. Like that whole thing, he's gonna stalking her and shit, and calling her over. I've never done it. I've never blown up any girl's phone before. So just things like that I would never do. But anyway. So that's going on here, okay, and he basically doesn't want to talk to her. She says, please talk to me, Rob. Let's go meet. Let's talk again. All right, I don't want this to be the last conversation that we have. So I know what you're like. And he's like, yeah, you do. And then he hangs up on her, and she can tell, and she's upset herself that she had to have this conversation on the phone with him, okay. And then, of course, Ian walks into the room, to get a second opinion on the spaghetti sauce that he's making or some shit. Anyway, Ian's played by Tim Robbins. We all know that was Susan Sarandon's live-in boyfriend for a long time. They're not together anymore. But I think he's won an Academy Award. He's been in a lot of shit. I think he won an Academy Award for Mystic River or something. But he's been in a lot of shit. Tim Robbins has been around a lot. He also has worked with John Cusack before. In that movie, A Sure Thing, he was in that movie with John Cusack. He had a small role as the guy that was driving. Basically, yeah. The guy that was driving him on his vacation, yeah, and that kicked him out of the car, almost killed him, yeah. That was Tim Robbins, okay? So that's going on here. Rob decides to do something really stupid. This is what I'm talking about when I say he does things that I would never do. He calls 911 to try to find out the address of Ian's address and phone number, and they give it to him. So now he knows where Laura's staying, and now he knows Ian's phone number. So what's he going to do? He's going to do something stupid and immature, which I would never do, which I've never done, and that he's going to start fucking just blowing up their phone and calling them over and over again. It's not enough that he does it with his phone. What he's going to do is going to go to the payphone. Okay, he found a payphone right in front of their apartment, right in front of Ian's apartment. And it's still raining outside. And of course, he doesn't have an umbrella. Why? This is just another way to show that he's fucking that he doesn't give a shit about himself. Okay, he has no self-esteem, no confidence. Okay, at least not right now. If he was in a better mood, he would have had an umbrella, but he's not. So he lets the rain pour on him. You know why? Because he wants to feel it. He wants to feel the hurt. He wants to feel the pain. He wants to feel something. Okay, he's used to this. He's so fucking used to it that it's home for him. Okay, to feel this way, to feel all depressed and sad and crying, okay, with the rain pouring on you and that feeling of hopelessness, of defeat. He is so used to being there emotionally, mentally, that to him, that's home. So he's just home. If you pay attention, he's been this way throughout the entire movie. You know, and this ain't the last time that he was. This ain't the first time we've seen him in this situation. Besides all the other fucking movies that John Cusack has done, where he's in the exact same situation in the fucking rain. Remember, Say Anything? You know, I gave her my heart, and she gave me a pen. In the fucking rain. Remember that one? Okay, well, this is just another version of that. This is like his MO. He does this in all the fucking movies. Okay. And it's also a flashback to what happened earlier. Remember Charlie, Catherine Zeta-Jones, when he caught her cheating on him? Remember that? When he looked, that was in the rain, you know, and he's fucking, in the fucking rain. So he's just doing it again. This is just to re-highlight that this is what always happens to them, and he's low, and he's always been this way. This always happens to him. Okay, he likes being there. He's like a guy with self-confidence, okay? And I wish I could say I was like I was now back then, but I wasn't. I was more like Rob Gordon here, okay? A guy with a lot more self-confidence would have picked himself up. He would have gotten laid. Okay, he already got laid. Okay, so he knows that he's not physically repulsive or something. That women do still find him attractive. Okay, so that helps. Okay, so if I was him, I would have pursued something with Marie DeSalle, or I would have pursued other women. I wouldn't have jumped into another relationship right away. He's already done that and it failed. It blew up in his face. But I would have started seeing other girls. And I would have kept Marie DeSalle around. All right. But he's got fucking one-itis right now. He's focused on one girl. And that's what always gets you in trouble, guys. That's what always gets you in trouble. All right. So yeah, so he starts blowing up their phone, okay? He keeps interrupting the dinner that Ian made for him and Laura. They're trying to eat it in the kitchen there. They got the window AC unit, which I also had in Chicago. Everyone's got that. No one's got central air in Chicago, okay? So they're trying to eat. He keeps blowing up the phone. So finally, and he does it like a quick meditation to stop himself from losing his shit because he's pissed off. This guy, her ex-boyfriend, keeps calling his apartment all the time. So finally, she just answers the phone and runs to the other room to talk to him. And she can hear the traffic on the other end, and it's the same traffic that she hears outside the window. So she checks out the window, and there he is. There he is. Her ex-boyfriend is right there in the payphone with a stack of quarters on top of the phone, so he can keep calling her back over and over again. And she sees him out there, you know, and Rob's calling. So like I said, he did this before and Say Anything, okay? And Rob's like, I get it, okay? Maybe you're just experimenting. And she's like, I'm not experimenting. You go experiment. Well, he has been. He's just still focused on her. Like the fact that he fucked another girl, it doesn't matter. He's only gonna obsess over the girls that hurt him. He's not gonna obsess over the girls that actually like him. You see what I mean? He doesn't obsess over the girls that actually... He obsesses over the things that he wants but can't have, as opposed to the things that he's given but doesn't appreciate. Does that make sense? You know, he's an attractive guy. Girls like him, but he doesn't care about that shit. All he cares about is the one girl that hurt his feelings. Okay? He wants to get her back. And I guarantee you, if he gets her back, he's just going to fuck around with her again. Okay? You know why? Because now he's got her for granted. Okay? The things that he takes for granted, he takes for granted. He doesn't appreciate them. You know? The things that he wants but can't have, those are the things he focuses on. That's all he cares about. Here he had this girl that he took for granted, and now she left him. Now he wants her back. And he's killing himself over it. But once he gets her back, he's gonna take her for granted again. Unfortunately, yeah. I mean, we're not perfect, ladies. And a guy like this, a guy with narcissism like this, yeah, he's just upset because she ain't there anymore. Once she comes back, he's going to take her for granted again. Unfortunately, I know, I've done it too. You know. But yeah, that's kind of what happens. Hey, I don't just point out the shit that women do on this YouTube channel. I point out the shit that guys do too. All right, and he's definitely a classic case of this. All right, and he beats himself up. He does it himself. It's his own fault. All right. You know, and he makes this reference about like, hey, listen, okay, you know, like this guy doesn't love you. He doesn't know you the way I do. This Steven Seagal wannabe with his ponytail. And at that moment, Laura's in the apartment, and she picks up a picture of Ian in his fucking in his karate dojo fucking outfit, and he does have a ponytail. In real life, I think Tim Robbins wore a wig, and he kept that wig with the ponytail. Like, he still has it today. He kept it from the prop from the movie. All right, yeah. He says like, this Steven Seagal fucking wannabe. he'll never love you, understand you as much as I do, or I will. You know, he's basically trying to win her back, and this is stupid. It's pointless. Rob, you need to grow the fuck up, dude. Why would you want her back? You don't want her back. You don't want her back. She just told you she fucked another guy. What in your right mind wants her back? What the fuck? See, I gotta raise a bullshit flag here, but having raised a bullshit flag, yeah, it's because I'm middle-aged now. When I was in my 20s, I probably would have done something stupid like that. I don't think I ever got back with a girl that fucked around me unless I was faking it. I think unless I was faking it, or I didn't know. Like, we broke up, and then we get back together later on, and then she tells me, well, the last time we were together, I did cheat on you this one time. And that's how I found out. Okay, but I didn't know it at the time. You know, it's shit like that. You know, so I didn't know it. But if a girl ever told me that she did, I never got back with her. Now, yet I did get back with a few girls that cheated on me. Okay, but they thought I was getting back together with them. I really wasn't. I just wanted to have the final word, if you know what I mean. All right, so that's going on here. She's upset. He's upset. Okay, she actually hangs up on him when he says like about the experimenting thing, you know. And then Ian walks in the room and has a small conversation with her, and basically says like, hey, listen, you know, would it be better if I talked to him? You know, I know resolving conflicts is what I do for a living. And she's like, no, that will not be good. Do not do that. Do not do that at all. Okay. So basically, he wants to talk to this guy. Say, hey, quit fucking blowing up my phone in my fucking house. You know, basically that's what he wants to do. Okay. But Laura says, no, you're only gonna make things worse. You know, that kind of thing. You know. And so the next scene we see is Rob. He's just sitting there on the little fence, this metal fence. It's pouring rain, and he's just sitting there like I want to say he doesn't look like he's enjoying it, but honestly, he is enjoying it. He's sad. He looks depressed. He looks suicidal. He's raining. You know that look on his face that he does in all of his fucking movies in the rain. You know, this is like a country western song right here. You know. And he's just he's hopeless. He's hopeless. And like I said before, he did it to himself. See, I didn't catch that when I was young. When I was a young man and I saw this movie, I thought like, well, yeah, that was a natural reaction to what just happened to him. Yeah, I would be that way too. But now that I'm older, I'm like, no, I wouldn't be that way. I'm just feeding into my own insecurities. I'm just feeding into my depression. That's what he's doing. He's giving into his depression. He doesn't want to fight it. He doesn't want to do something about it. He just wants everything to go back the way it was. It's not going to go back the way it was. It can't go back the way it was. You know, but yeah, he's crying and sad about it. You know, like, dude, man, come on. You know, once you fucking, you need to learn how to be happy about things, because you're so easy for you to be sad about things. You see what I mean? All right. Next thing we see is Rob. He's talking to Liz. Now, Liz is Laura's best friend. Okay, but she is played in this movie by John Cusack's real life sister, Joan Cusack. Okay, she's been on a lot of shit. She's like one of those comedic actresses. All right, she's sitting there having lunch. Now, the last time we saw her with Rob, she came into his store and called him an asshole, and then walked out of the store. Right. Well, now they're having lunch together. Okay, and I'm guessing Liz called him and said, hey, we need to talk. We need to have lunch together and talk. And the first thing she tells him is, you need to stop calling fucking Laura all the time. Okay, quit calling her at Ian's place. You're upsetting her and you're upsetting him. You know, and you know, you're just making things worse. And he tells her, he's like, how the fuck can it get worse than her and Ian? How does it get worse than that? You know? He's like, listen, Rob, they are forming, you know, if you keep doing this, they are going to form a unit against you. Okay? Before all that happened, okay, you had 3 people and a mess. Okay? Now you've given them something in common against you. You know, and that will make it worse. Okay? They're going to form a unit against you. You're giving them a reason to both of them hate you. And if that happens, that's just going to make what they feel for each other even more powerful. You see, it's you're hurting yourself here. And she's absolutely 100% right. You know, I think I learned that lesson by watching this movie when I first saw it. Like, I think I saw it around 2003 or something. It was a couple years after it came out, but I saw it in Chicago. Okay, but yeah, absolutely, she's absolutely right. That's why I tell people, ladies, you got to watch this fucking movie, and guys, you got to watch this movie too. I'm sure a lot of you have already seen it. Okay, but if you haven't, if you're young, you need to go see it. Okay, a lot of this shit in there is true. These truth bombs are fucking real. Okay, if you keep harassing them, they're just going to form a unit against you. Okay, they're going to fucking this. You're going to give them an excuse for them to bond even closer than they are now, because now they have a common enemy. You see, that's how people get together. They find something in common, and that gravitates them together. Okay, and what they have in common is that they don't like being harassed by you. Okay, you're making it worse, especially because you're a dumb fuck and you want her to come back. This is how you don't do that. Okay, so that's what's going on here. Okay. And then Liz finally says, okay, Rob, I want to ask you something here. Okay, and I want you to really think about it before you answer. Okay? He's like, all right, what? Why is this so important for you and Laura to get back together? Why? And he's just like, he has no answer. We don't see him answer, okay? But that's a good point. That's a good point. Liz asked some very good questions here. Okay, why does he want to get back with Laura? Well, I think it's pretty obvious. If you've been listening to what I've been saying for the past half hour, it's pretty obvious. Okay, he wants what he can't have. Okay, if he were to have Liz back again, okay, I think he would take her for granted again. I think he would. All right, but because Laura is something that he's so used to having around him all the time, he took her for granted. And now she's gone. This is something that he wants, but he cannot control. He can't control Laura. He can't make Laura do something she doesn't want to do. Okay? So for him, it's like, no, she belongs to me. It's supposed to be that way. She's always supposed to belong to me. You know, she can't just up and change her mind and go off with some other guy. That's not how this is supposed to work. That's not who I am. You know, I got to do something. Well, you can't do anything about it. That's the thing. Anything that could have been done should have been done already. And I'm not blaming Rob for that. She should have fucking told him something, but she didn't. Okay, she just kept it aside until it fucking blew up and she went off with another guy. All right. So what I'm saying is that he wants what he can't have. Okay, he's so used to having her there that now she's gone. He thinks that he has some sort of control, and that if he exerts his will, she'll come back to him. Well, she won't, because she's a free thinking person. Okay, so he cannot process this, he cannot understand that, and he cannot handle it emotionally. So what does he do when things don't go his way? He takes it out on himself. He internalizes it. And that's what he's doing now. That's why his life fucking sucks so bad. He's always done this. Laura's not the first one. He's always blamed himself for shit that's out of his control. He blames himself for the decisions that other people make. He automatically assumes it has to do with him, and therefore it's his fault. And therefore he needs to punish himself. You see what I mean? That's what he does. That's his character. That's Rob Gordon. He's a very believable character. Of course I can relate to that guy. Absolutely. I know that guy. I used to look at that guy in the mirror all the fucking time. So I do understand Rob Gordon, okay? Yes, that's what he does. Anyway. So I'm going to stop my review right here, and I will continue on the next review. I will continue on my review of High Fidelity from 2000. I thank you all for watching as long as you have, and I will see you soon again on the next one. Bye.